I can't say people's names today. Oh my god, I'm having so much trouble talking. Hey guys, so I'm excited because I have one of those cool theme videos that people do a lot of the time, and my theme today is the top 10 favorite book covers. So I've picked 10 books that I have with me right here so I can just pick them up and show them to you. They're my favorite covers of the books that I own. So yeah, let's get to it. The first book is Super Sad True Love Story by Gary Steingart, and I have reviewed this book on this channel before. I love this cover because talk about eye-catching. Like, you have the different colors on here and the fact that it repeats the title all the way down. It's a really flashy cover with a lot of colors, and the polka dots, yeah, it really sells it for me, and it does go with the book quite well. The book is a very odd book, so the fact that the cover is very loud and, you know, fun is great. The cover design for this book was done by Rodrigo Corral Design. My second pick is Pretty Little Mistakes by Heather McElhatton. This is one of those choose your own adventure books. If you ever read those as a kid, I definitely read them in my library. This is basically an adult version of that story, and this cover is really cool. You have all the different colors of the different people's legs, like all the different possibilities of people you could be, and then the side looks like this, which looks really awesome on my shelf, and then it continues the stripes onto the back. I promise that not all the books that I picked are super colorful. It just happened to be the first two in my pile are really, really pretty. The cover design for this book was done by Robin Bilardello. My third pick I have not read yet, and it is The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. The cover art is by Philip Straub, and what I love about this cover is all the lightning coming down on this sort of, it looks like a deserted city. I haven't read The Maze Runner either, so I have like no idea what's going on here, but it really catches your eye because you look down the side too, down the spine, and there continues to be the lightning going down the side. And the big huge letters on there, it's just like, check me out, I'm a really good book, come look at me. So the next book is one of my favorite books that I've ever read, and it's In the Woods by Tana French. The cover design is by Jay Wang, and this is one of the simpler covers that I have, but I really like it because it kind of gives you this really creepy feel. You have the tree branches making out the words, and this is like a detective murder mystery story, but it's also more than that. This book is over 400 pages, and I read it in less than 24 hours, and it was just so good. And so I just tore through this book, and the cover, whenever I look at it, just reminds me of how suspenseful and creepy this book was, and that's great. The next one I have is one from my childhood, and it is Molly Moon's incredible book of Hypnotism by Georgia Bing. The jacket art was by David Roberts, and the jacket design is by Amy Ryan, but look at that. It's so shiny, and as a kid, picking up this book, I mean, the cover was what attracted me originally, because what kind of kid isn't going to be enticed by all the different swirly colors? And then they have this, you know, big dog on here who's hypnotized. It's such a good book. Jacket design is crazy. Look at it. This sort of, the first five I have are like they're semi-mature, but there's some fun ones, and then the rest of the ones that I have are kind of adultish. So yeah, we're doing a little bit of a shift here in terms of cover preferences. Next one in my top 10 is Columbine by Dave Cullen. The cover design is by Henry Sain Yi, and the cover photo itself, this part down here, is by Steve Peterson. Columbine is a massive work about the Columbine shooting that happened in Colorado. It was originally the cover that really struck me, with just a picture of the school and then the sky extending with the one word Columbine on it. It's definitely an intense book. I did like this book, but the cover is just, it's haunting, and I think because the entire incident of Columbine haunts us still today, this is a very fitting cover. It's very striking when you see it. My next choice is The Mysterious Flame of Queen Loana, and this is by Umberto Eco. He's a pretty famous author. I haven't read this book yet, but what really struck me about it is the fact that the cover is kind of done in a comic book style with, you know, the kind of like oldish, you know, you kind of have the old style going on here. You can see underneath. It says it's illustrated by the author, so my guess is that Umberto Eco did do the cover. It says the jacket design is by Miriello Grafico. Yep. One of my next favorite book covers is Books by Larry McMurtry. This book caught my eye in Borders, back when Borders still existed, and it was the picture of books on the book titled Book. Larry McMurtry he's written tons and tons of books, but this is actually a memoir, and I have never read any of his stuff before, but apparently he's pretty popular. And this memoir is just, yeah, it's like, you just see all those books. Like, I'm jealous of his personal library. He talks about how he kind of collects first edition, like, really old books, things like that, and I'm sure this is a picture of his collection itself, but oh, I want to have a room like that in my house someday, and this book cover, just every time I look at it, you know, makes me just want to buy so many more books. My next book cover choice is The Passage by Justin Cronin. I hauled this in a book haul back in February. I have yet to read it, but I remember in the book haul talking about how the cover was all shiny and cool, and obviously the light is bouncing off of it now, so you're not getting the same effect, but you can kind of see there, it's just like how it's got blue on the outside and then it slowly turns that really cool color, and it's kind of got this shimmer to it. I can't really say how it relates to the book because I haven't read the book yet, but I'm sure it fits. Ooh yeah, look at that color. That's cool. The jacket design is Belina Huey, and the jacket illustration is Tom Hallman. My final pick, many of you will probably just roll your eyes and be like, okay, well, of course you would choose that because it's like a big freaking deal. But it's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and before you all go, okay, why? Because it just like means a lot to you because you really like Harry Potter. Yes, but there's more to that. So, what's really cool is that the first Harry Potter book has curtains on the side. It's not really on the paperback version, I believe it's on the hardcover version, but if you lay it out, it's opening up to start the performance, start the story, start the show. And what's really awesome about the Deathly Hallows cover is that Mary Grandpré, who did the illustrations, finishes this book with the same sort of idea. So you can see there's a curtain there, and then if you open up the back of the book, there's a curtain back there. Like, the curtains, this is the end of the show, it's the end of it all, and this gets curtains as well. Never mind the fact that this use of, like, the reddy orange, yellow going on here is just, it's brilliant. Not only are they kind of Gryffindorish colors, but it's like, you know, you associate red with something intense, and you've got, like, Harry Potter in red, you got, you know, Deathly Hallows on the side here. Plus, this isn't really the cover, but just, you know, the very simple description on the inside. I remember getting this book in 2007, July 21st, 2007 at midnight when I picked up this book, and I was with all my friends and we said, we can't read anything until we get home. You're only allowed to like open up the front cover, and I read that and I just got like chills down my spine because it was so perfect the way they had designed it. Of course, the jacket art is by Mary Grandpré, and the jacket design illustration itself is by her, as well as this guy named, hold on, David Saylor. So the two of them together made this masterpiece right here. So that ends me gushing about my top 10 book covers and sort of a mini description on some of the books about, you know, my experience with them. Let me know if you loved any of these covers, or if you guys, you know, would consider these some of your top 10. Of course, there are many other books out there that I don't own that I'm sure have brilliant covers. So I love watching these kind of videos. So if you guys want to make, you know, video responses to this as a top 10, totally do it because I would love to watch them. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.